Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently working our way towards attacking Britain, but we're not quite ready to do that yet. We're doing a lot of construction here, trying to get people put to work, and that is working, actually. It's working pretty well. We are getting a lot of people put to work here, and a lot of coffee plantations are also being built. That is absolutely wonderful. So we're going to see all of this finished up in just a short 2 years. We're also seeing privatization happening in our investment pool pretty much exclusively. There's a lot of privatization happening, and that is helping keep our credit from going too far down. So we are, at this point, number 2 in the economy at our peak GDP for now. In fact, we're only 2 million behind the British East India Company. So that is looking really, really good. Now, as a hypothetical, I want to take a look at what transfer subject would cost here, 27 infamy. And then if we were to target states here, so the states we would be targeting would be specifically British Guiana. That would be 11.5. And then we'd look to target British Buenos Aires, which is definitely in here somewhere. There it is. 16.8. And then this would be Patagonia. 8.5. Okay, that seems pretty doable. We would not be looking to take over their islands out over here or up here, although theoretically we could do that. And this is controlled by Nicaragua, so I'm not too concerned about any of that in theory. In theory. A Danish obligation is currently expiring. Okay, whatever. That is absolutely fine. And we're almost done with our cotton plantations as of right now. So we can see we've got 600k peasants, and that is all looking reasonable. We had a small drop in our GDP. That's going to be a temporary downturn. I'm not too concerned about that one. Uruguay had a flood, huh? Now they'll have to figure it out. Okay, so that is reasonably fine for now. Now, we know that when we mobilize up our armies, we're going to have some issues. Now, these guys over here, they need another general. And this army here, this needs to be expanded further. So we should definitely do that. And let's get, say, 30 from Los Rios. There we go. And then here we can get 15 from Rio Grande do Sul. And then we can grab another 15 from, how about Santa Fe? That'll be okay. So we'll just do something along the lines of that. So that'll be a few additional, oh, hi, Javanese people are coming. Okay, cool. So that'll be a few additional barracks, and those are currently at the bottom of the queue. We should move those actually to the top. So I'm going to do exactly that. We're going to get those done very, very quickly, but I just want to get this recruitment done even more quickly. So all of these barracks in Los Rios moving up. This is awkward. Okay. We'll just move these like so. There we go. And we've got these glassworks here, which are intended, of course, to reduce our reliance on oil. Those are a ways away yet. Let's get these barracks finished for now. They're not going to add all that much to our construction time. And we're almost done at this point with our plantations. So that looks good. We've got additional power plants that are going to be coming in here. Insufficient construction for investment pool. I don't believe you on that one, to be honest. So that is, I guess, reasonably fine for now. And we do have these tobacco plantations that are just wrapping up. So this is the last of our setups here. We could definitely get some additional constructions going here. So I believe that we will do this. So I want to... Our vassal makes this so awkward, trying to figure out where everything is. Okay. We're going to do something along the lines of this. There we go. And that's at the bottom of the queue. So then we've got this maze, right? And we can definitely work on that. So let's get some maize production going here. That all looks reasonably fine. This is in our vassal. I don't want to do that right now. So we're going to continue to get maize made in Minas Gerais. Economy of scale being OP there. Okay. And Rio Grande do Sul is going to need a little bit as well. We are going to run out of arable land eventually, and that is reasonably fine, but apparently we can pretty much max out this maze. That's noted. I mean, there's not that much in some of these locations to be built, but economy of scale is definitely coming into play here. No doubt about that one. Okay. So we are beginning to satisfy the demand here, but this is still looking pretty decent for now. Okay, that satisfies the demand. So onward to rice farms. And there's not all that much that we can build here. Vineyards we're skipping for the time being. Wheat farms. So a little bit in Buenos Aires. Sure. We'll get that all queued up. This is all going to the bottom of the list again. So that is fine. In Potosi, we've got a little bit that we can do. Overall, we're not expecting this to do very much. Let's move on from here and build some coffee plantations. This is probably going to be pretty much maxing out our coffee plantations for the moment. And that's absolutely understood. This is fine for now. Where did Jujui go here? Here it is. Okay. So 0.33 and 0.19. Definitely going down here. I like it. But yeah, let's get these just... yeah, let's max these out. Okay. Cotton would be next, and we would do something along the lines of this. That's going up. Okay. I guess we can max those out. Dye plantations, skipping. We don't care about dye plantations. We want the price of dye to come up. So we're just going to get a few more sugar plantations, no tea plantations to be made, and then tobacco plantations here. Sure. I'd like to max out the rest of our arable land. And that would end up being, yeah, something kind of like this. It's going to be a little awkward for sure. But yeah, something like that for now. And then we do have, I guess, a couple of additional livestock that we could do, but we'll come back to that. That seems okay. So we finished up our current research, and let's go for flash freezing, followed by dough rollers. I'd like to get production just completely maxed out for right now. We'll make Brazilians of them yet. Absolutely. So that looks good. We've got 18 months in this construction queue. How many pages of power plants do we have here? It's quite a number, I'm sure. Yes. Okay. Well, that seems fine. If we take a look at our deficit is not too bad at this point. We're at 430 million right now. We have taken the top spot for GDP, although by a hair. We might lose it going forward, but this looks pretty decent. We have some market access issues, and we should definitely address those. So infrastructure in Panama, that's going to need to come up by 3. So we'll do that, and then 1 here, here, and here. Okay, cool. So that looks good. Oil is still expensive. This is absolutely understood. We're going to get these power plants finished. They are all on coal production at this point. Okay. So we do have a lot of production ongoing here, of course, and this is going to go reasonably quickly. It's currently projecting 18 months to get through this entire construction queue, which really isn't too bad. But we do want to get these glassworks done, and we may want to move these up in the queue. Yes, I'm going to do it. We're going to move these... I guess we're moving some livestock ranches up as well. Sure. We're going to move these glassworks all up. And I would like to get these done very, very rapidly indeed. Okay. So something along the lines of that. Okay. So the glassworks are going to be finished, and the idea behind that is we want to get off of oil for our glassworks, and then we can put that oil elsewhere, which will be very useful for us. One place that we definitely want to put it is in our mobilizations here. I want to move us over to aerial reconnaissance. We could even go to motorized reconnaissance and have both. And that's probably a good thing. So let's get that going. And that'll be reasonably fine for now, assuming it takes this. I clicked on that 3 times, but okay, sure. So let's get all of these put in here. Wonderful. I don't know if that went. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So that'll be fine for now, and all of these glassworks are going to be done fairly quickly here. Yeah, we've only got a few pages of them. I'm going to move these 2 livestock ranches down. They are intended to be near the bottom of the queue, so we'll just put them at the bottom for right now. That looks good. Cool. So we're going to want to go to our glassworks right here. We're going to want to go to crystal glass. For right now, this is probably not going to be all that good because it's going to absolutely spike the price of both glass and porcelain. So that is noted. What are we at for porcelain right now? We should be probably on bone china for that. We'll see where that puts us, though. I want to wait until we get this done, until we have all of this glassworks done. I also would like to start bringing up things like precision tools here, but that would give us luxury furniture. We don't necessarily want that. But assembly lines, that would definitely be good. That is going to cost oil, but the oil is going to go down in price fairly soon. So let's get those put in while we're waiting on all of that to come in. I'm not going to change this for now. War Machine Industries can be on tank production. I think that's okay. What do we have right now? Hang on. So we should go to mechanized infantry for all of these then. Yeah. And we should also upgrade our cavalry if we can. We can't. We're going to have to rebuild these. So I guess we can't upgrade these. That's noted. So we're going to have to go through all of these and rebuild those. That is very sad. There's no cavalry units that can be upgraded to light tanks. So, I mean, that makes sense. Tanks are a fundamentally different thing, right, from cavalry. But it is definitely very, very sad. So this is going to be the 6th, the 4th, the 8th, which this should be on heavy tanks. But we're going to have to go through all of those. And the 9th, and these guys. Okay, cool. So, for now, we can't upgrade these because they are too different. So we're going to have to bump down all of these. Like so. So we're going to have to go through every single one of these units. We're going to have to get rid of our artillery and our cavalry, and that will need to be rebuilt. That is certainly irritating. I can see why Paradox decided to have it be this way, but it's very irritating that that's the way they decided to do it. There should be a way to just press a button and auto-upgrade these without rebuilding them, in my opinion. That is a little bit too user-unfriendly. This is going to be very tedious. Well, it is what it is, I suppose. So we're going to need to get rid of these siege artillery and these lancers, and that's going to be the case for all of these. So every single one of these we're going to have to replace with more modern unit types. At which point I have to ask the question, what's the point of having the upgrade system if half the time the upgrade system doesn't actually upgrade things? Well, that's an interesting question for sure. What did that do to our unemployment? It didn't really budget. I guess it would take some time for that to compensate. But we definitely want to start going through all of these heavy tanks, sort by job seekers, and we're going to build in 30 of these, and we're going to build in 30 of these. Something like that. Okay, so we're going to have to go through every single one of these. And I'm not sure how many this actually is. That is 38. Okay, mildly awkward. And then we'll need to get some light tanks here. How many was that? That was 11. So we're going to get 2 more, but I'm going to cancel one. Okay, so this is definitely very awkward to do. No doubt about that. So this needs to be 1, and then this is going to be some amount. 24. So that puts us at 25. We're going to need 5 more. There we go. This is very awkward to do it this way. 1, 2, 3. That'll be fine. And that gives us that. So that's the 14th done. Now we're going to need to do the 12th. How many was that? That was 24. So we're going to need another 6. There we go. And we're going to need to do 1, 2, 3. I don't know how many that was. That was actually 30. Okay, that'll do. So now we're going to need 1, 2, 3. And then here we're going to need 1, 2, 3, but that's not going to be the full amount. That's 23, so we need 7 more. There we go. Okay, so that's the 7th done. Now we're going to need to come over here. 1, 2, 3. That should be good. 1, 2, 3, but that's not going to be the full amount. 22, so we need 8 more. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Cool, so that should get that good to go. Now we're going to need to get some here. That should be reasonably fine. And then some amount here, whatever that is. 6 more? Sure. That seems fine. And then next up is going to be these guys. Cool. Then these guys. That's not going to be the full amount. We need an additional 7. Okay. There we go. So next is the 6th. That may not be the full amount. We need 5 more. Okay. So we're going to do 5 here and an additional 5. And then like that. That should be correct. Yep, that is indeed. That was unnecessary, but it is also correct. Fantastic. So 3 here, and I think we need 5 here, if I guessed correctly. Yes, I did indeed guess correctly. Beautiful. So next up is the 8th, and we're going to need, I believe we need 5 more. Yep, that is correct. And then 1, 2, 3. There we go. That's correct as well. Now for the 9th. Cool. Okay, what number do we need here? 6? Sure. And finally, these lads. There we go. And light tanks. How many more do we need? 5? Sure. Okay. So that is a lot. And now we have to move these up because we can't queue them at the top of the list and batch queue them at the same time. So this is a very tedious process. Honestly, I think that Paradox should just remove that unit types are too dissimilar and model that through like some sort of thing saying like these unit types are extremely dissimilar and it will require a rebuilding of the barracks or whatever. And it's going to cost an extra X amount. I think that would be a much less tedious way to model the same thing. Because obviously, this isn't great. It's not great at all. Well, I'm going to raise up all of these barracks. I want to get these done very, very rapidly. I want to get the barracks done first. So let's get that underway because we need to recruit. And we need to recruit a lot. We're going to be fighting Britain very, very soon, but I'm afraid it's not going to happen this episode. We are currently running a shortage of tanks, which is deeply unsurprising. We're still moving up barracks for now. Eventually, all of these barracks will finish, and we'll take a look at what that's looking like soon enough. So we're plus 678k because we're not paying all of those wages, and that makes a lot of sense. What do we have for unemployment right now? It actually didn't go up all that much. Okay. Well, we've got a bunch more of these barracks to go. It's a ridiculous number of barracks that we need to move up here. No doubt about that. And we're not making a huge amount of construction progress on them right now because, of course, I mean, we are making the same amount of progress, but we're not actually finishing any right now because we're moving all of these up. And that is absolutely fine. So eventually we will get through all of these barracks, but this is incredibly tedious. No doubt about that. Incredibly, incredibly tedious. Paradox, please fix this. This is definitely not the way this should go. Regardless, we are going to get these barracks finished very, very, very quickly, and that is absolutely fine. It's not going to take us very long to get all of these barracks built. We have many of them partially built at this point. How many more of these do we have to go? Okay, we're actually very, very close. Good. Because I'm getting very tired of clicking. Okay. There. Now, let's take a look at what we've got for our shortage of tanks. Minus 738. Okay, so we're going to need some War Machine Industries here. Each of these are producing 40. So 738 divided by 40 is 18.45. To be honest, we're probably going to need more than that. We only have 2 completed right now. We have War Machine Industries in here somewhere then still that didn't actually get done. Let's find those. Because we want those to be brought up to the top for sure. Because we definitely built a number of them. There's some glassworks, barracks, power plants. I feel like we built some, but now we're down in these farms. Okay. Maybe we didn't build them. Wild. That is absolutely wild. I'm 99% sure that we built some of these. Okay, well, let's sort by earnings, and let's put in a solid 50 in La Paz. Not here. Thank you. I want to go into War Machine Industries, and 30, 40, and 50. There we go. We're going to need a lot of them. And the question is, do we want to put those up on the top? I'm going to move up 10 at a time. Okay, something like that. That should be fine. Sure, just what our military needs. Eventually, this guy, too, will become Brazilian. Okay. So we have some War Machine Industries up at the top, but we are primarily working on getting through these barracks. And that will go pretty quickly, in theory. But we do need to get some War Machine Industries done because we have a severe lack of tanks at this moment. 703, but that number is going to go up sharply as we finish up more of these barracks. Swahili people. Okay, sure. That sounds good. So those peasant numbers and unemployment numbers are up there for sure. And we've been having our literacy going down. This is probably because of the large number of mass immigration not keeping up with our education system is not keeping up with just how much growth we're getting. Like, look at this. This is ridiculous. Absolutely insane, in fact. So that's looking fine. We can see that we are producing some amount of tanks. So, okay, let's sort by market price, and we can see that we have an Impuca's shortage of tanks. So we have some War Machine Industries being produced in Buenos Aires right now. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be a little rough. But let's get these War Machine Industries done for now, and a lot of these barracks are going to finish up very quickly indeed. We do have a lot of pages of barracks here, and this is all because we couldn't just hit the upgrade button. It's very sad, but that's about 50 pages of barracks, for sure. Well, it is what it is. We got to get it done. So that is fine. I think I'm going to move the rest of these War Machine Industries up since we are running a shortage right now. There's not a huge amount of point in building the barracks that we can't recruit for right now, so that seems fine. Uyghur people are migrating in, and that also seems fine. Cool. So are we building all of these War Machines at once? We are, and we're even building some barracks behind it. Okay, that's perfect. So that sounds very, very good. We'll get all of those completed in about 20 weeks here. So that seems okay. We are running a bit of a deficit. We can see while we weren't, our credit paid down a lot. This is due to privatization, and that sounds good. We still have some electricity shortages, and oil is currently expensive, which isn't shocking. We need to get all of this military stuff dealt with before we go to war here. We've gone back down to number 2 in the world, and I'm wondering why. We're number 1 in GDP. We are number 2 militarily behind Britain. Okay. That makes sense because we are overhauling our military right now. Britain's at about 80k, and we are at about 70k. So once our overhaul finishes, we should be in a very good spot to deal with Britain, in theory. So we're about 15 weeks away from getting all of these war machine industries done. We are working on a number of barracks behind this, but we have a lot of barracks work to do. But we're getting very, very close to having this ready, this war machine ready to attack Britain. And that should be a next episode thing. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge SPL, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.